Hey everybody, Captain B-Nard back here with another Wi-Fi battle. So, today we have a battle against Block Boi Wa, random person off a line. Yeah, looking at his team on the side there, looks to be a pretty interesting looking team actually, pretty cool, pretty strong. A little bit of lower tier as well, which is nice. Because that's kind of what I have too. As you can see, I am rolling with the same team that I've been using the past couple of games here. And so, yeah, what do I want to lead with in this one? That is the question. I think that is a good question. I think we'll go ahead and lead with the Pecharunt in this one, actually. And yeah, we will see where that gets us. All right. So, here we go. So there he is, and he is going to go ahead and lead with the Chinchino, as we led with the Pecharunt. So that's not too bad for us, actually. I think what we want to do right out of the gate here, we do have a couple of different options. I feel like our best option is probably just to go straight for the Malignant Chain, so, I mean, I guess we could try to set up, because this thing probably can't do much of anything to us, so we could, although it is a little bit early to try and set up, but, you know what, yeah, let's just go Nasty Plot, see what he wants to do. So he's going to go for a Tidy Up, so he's going to go ahead and set up on us, actually, so we're going to go ahead and get that attack and speed increase on us. So there's that as we go for the Nasty Plot. So that's going to give us that +2 special attack on him. So I feel like at this point we definitely go for the Malignant Chain. So that's exactly what we're going to do, as this thing is going to go for a Rock Blast. Not doing too much damage to us because we are very bulky on the physical side, even at +1. But it looks like it's going to hit all 5 times, thanks to the skill link, of course. It does get a critical hit on one shot there, and yeah, we do go for the Malignant Chain in return at +2, and that is going to knock this thing all the way down to a Focus Sash, but it does survive, unfortunately, because of it. No poison, which isn't the greatest, and then we do get some HP back with the Black Sludge. So, I guess in this situation we could try to recover off the damage here. I don't really know if that is going to get us anywhere long term. This thing probably just Rock Blasts again, more than likely. So yeah, I mean, I feel like we just go Malignant Chain, because we're not going to win that War of Attrition. So gonna Rock Blast again, gonna get all 5 hits, of course. I suppose we could have recovered to try and end this exchange with a little more HP, but at the end of the day, I don't really think it's worth it. So it does get all 5 hits, of course, as we get the next Malignant Chain, which will certainly go ahead and take that Chinchino out and knock him down to 5 Pokemon, as we do get some HP back with the Black Sludge once again. So we do come out of that exchange on top, although Pecharunt a little worse for wear. But now he's going to go ahead and come in with the Sceptile. So that thing's in, and honestly, I don't think there's much of a reason to switch at this point. So we're just going to go ahead and go Malignant Chain again here. Probably won't survive an attack, as this thing goes for the Earthquake. And we do actually survive with 3 HP, which is incredible. Go for the Malignant Chain and return at +2. Going to knock the Sceptile all the way down to a Focus Sash, but it does survive because of it, and unfortunately no poison. So there we go, there's that, as yeah, now this thing is going to be unburdened, so its speed is going to be doubled, surely. So interesting turn of events here. I feel like there's not much we can do, except, I guess, we're not going to survive an attack, obviously, but we'll just click Recover on the off chance he does something else. But no, we just go straight for the Earthquake, and certainly that is going to go ahead and finish the Petcherons off and knock us down to 5. But that's kind of okay. Now, we do have to bring something in to face this thing, and unfortunately, Unburdened, the Staraptor will not outspeed this thing, even with a Choice Scarf. We could bring the Staraptor in anyway, just because I don't think this thing would really have a good move for us, plus we get the Intimidate to cut its attack, but I think the safest play is to just go ahead and go into the Forretress. So we're going to do just that, actually. We'll just come in with the Forretress here. So there it is. And so, as much as I would like to get some hazards up, I think we just have to deal with this thing immediately. I don't think he saves it, so I think we'll just go Earthquake here as he just Earthquakes himself. And that's not going to do too much damage to us as we are very bulky on the physical side. We go for an Earthquake in return, and that is certainly going to finish that Sceptile off and knock him down to 4 Pokemon. I suppose we could have got some hazards up there. But, I don't know, I just didn't think it was worth it because I wasn't sure that Sceptile could have been like a Terrafire or something. So not having that information, definitely just wanted to play it safe and get rid of that thing as it did outspeed my whole team. So, but yeah, that's one more threat out of the way as we get some HP back with the leftovers. We'll see what he wants to come in with in response to that. It is going to be the Snorlax. So that thing's in. And so I'm not 100% sure what I want to do here. I think what we'll do is, I'm not sure what this Snorlax is going to want to do really, but I think, how do we want to play this? It could start setting up on us. We'll just go Stealth Rock to see what it wants to do. We do actually outspeed, which is hilarious. We go ahead and get the Stealth Rock set up on his side of the field, which is of course nice for us, as the Snorlax does go for a Curse, which is obviously awful news. So that is going to go ahead and drop that thing's speed and increase its attack and defense. So that could definitely be a big problem. We do get some HP back with the leftovers here on the Forretress, and so I think what we need to do in this situation is, I think we want to switch into the Staraptor so we can get an Intimidate off. I think that's going to be important. This thing, it probably has free reign to just set up curses, which is obviously going to be a big problem. So I think, yeah, I think we could either go Staraptor or we could go Swampert to get rid of his item. I don't want to let it get too set up, so I think Staraptor's the play here, because I don't want to let this thing get too set up on me before I try to start hitting it hard. So we'll come in with Staraptor, get the Intimidate to cut his attack back down to neutral at this point, which is going to be good, as he does go for the next Curse. So now he's going to be at +1 attack and +2 defense. So the +2 defense is going to be a real problem to try to break through here. I feel like we could certainly go close combat, but then we probably just lose Staraptor, unfortunately. So I think as I kind of just want to U-turn first to scout for damage and see how much damage we can get, and also scout for the item. So we'll U-turn here. Doesn't do too much damage, obviously, with +2 defense on this thing. We do get the pivot. I feel like we should go into Swampert. I think that's our best play, because I feel like we're definitely going to want to get rid of this thing's item, whatever it is. Probably some health restoration. So we come in with Swampert. He's going to Curse again. So yeah, this is definitely getting serious for us in a bad way. So he's going to go ahead and get up to +2 attack now and +3 defense. So that's a real problem, obviously. We're going to go for the knockoff here, just to get rid of this thing's item. We didn't see an item, actually, any leftovers or any HP recovery, interestingly. Could be a berry. Anyway, we go for the knockoff, does no damage to this thing, but we do get rid of the citrus berry, which is good, as this thing goes for a body slam. Does a ton of damage to us, unfortunately, and I think our best thing we can do here, even though it's probably not going to do a lot of damage, is just try to chip this thing farther with an Earthquake. So that's what we're going to do. This thing hopefully shouldn't have any reliable recovery now that the berry is gone. We do go for the Earthquake. Does not much of any damage to this thing, as it goes for a body slam, which is of course going to finish the Swampert off and knock us down to 4 Pokemon. So the Snorlax is definitely becoming a serious problem for us. I think our best bet at this point is going to be to go ahead and come in with the Raikou and try to hit this thing as hard as possible on the special side, even though Snorlax obviously has much higher special defense than physical defense, but it is sitting now at +3 physical defense, which is a real problem. So I think the best thing we can do here is just go ahead and try to hit it with an Aura Sphere, so that's what we're going to do. We do hit it. Max special attack choice specs, not quite enough to take him out, unfortunately, as he does go for the Earthquake, which will surely finish the Raikou off, unfortunately, knocking us down to 3. So the Snorlax, unfortunately, is just carving huge holes in our team, as, yeah, that's not great. So I think the best thing we can do at this point is to go ahead and come in with the Staraptor and get the Intimidate to cut this thing's attack back down to +1. And so I think the best thing we can do certainly is just to go for a close combat, so that's exactly what we're going to do. We can't play around with this thing. We do get the close combat, which will finally take care of the Snorlax, knocking him down to 4 Pokemon after the Snorlax goes down, cutting our defenses in the process. But yeah, that Snorlax definitely did a ton of damage to our team, and hopefully we can try to bounce back from that. So we'll see what he wants to come in with now to face the Staraptor. We do have lowered defenses thanks to the close combat, so we definitely have to be mindful of that. And so he is going to go ahead and come in with the Raichu. So that thing's in, it takes some Stealth Rock damage. And so I think our best bet here is, he doesn't know we're Scarf, so certainly we could try to hit this thing with a close combat. But it's not going to be enough to take this thing out, I know that for a fact. So I actually think our best bet here is to go ahead and switch to the Alcremie. So that's what we're going to do. I don't really want to take a big shot with Staraptor. We have to kind of try to conserve that thing to an extent. So we're going to go ahead and come in with the Alcremie, as they do just go straight for a Thunderbolt, and that does a lot of damage and gets the paralysis, which is really unfortunate. So yeah, that is really unfortunate. We do get some HP back with the leftovers. We're sitting at a little above half at this point. I feel like we certainly have to Terra. I think that's definitely the play at this point. Now, being paralyzed is going to be a real problem. I feel like our best bet here is just to try to take this thing out straight away with a Terra Blast Ground. So that's what we're going to do. As he does stay in, we're going to go ahead and Terrastallize the Alcremie into a ground type, gaining that valuable electric immunity here, which hopefully he does go for again. I'm thinking based on that damage output, that thing might be choice specs actually, as they do go for the Thunderbolt again. Not going to affect us. Hopefully we don't get full powered here, as we don't, which is great. We go for the Terra Blast Ground here, which is amazing. We are max special attack, and that is going to be enough to take that Raichu out from that range and knock him down to 3 Pokemon, which is definitely something we needed. So that is good news, as we get some HP back with the leftovers once again. So we will see what he wants to bring in response. It is going to be the Porygon Z. So that thing's in, and it does take some Stealth Rock damage. So how do we want to play this here is the question. I don't know if I really want to switch. I kind of don't. Oh, excuse me, they're down to 2 Pokemon. I don't know why they thought that was 3, but yeah, so they're down to 2 Pokemon now, which is good. They probably just go for like an Ice Beam or something, which we probably can't take, but I think we just go for the Alluring Voice anyway. I don't think there's a point of switching. They actually are going to break out the Terra. Okay, so what are they going to Terra into with the Porygon Z is the question. It is going to be Terra Ice. Okay, so Terra Ice to get that added damage output on the Ice Beam, no doubt. So there it is. And so, in fact, they do go for the Ice Beam, and I don't think we can take this, but we're going to find out. Can we take it from that range? No, we cannot take it from that range. So Alcremie is going to go down there, unfortunately, and that is going to knock us down to 2 Pokemon. But I think that's kind of okay, because we do still have Staraptor. So we're going to go ahead and come in with Staraptor here. And we are going to get the Intimidate to cut this thing's attack, not that it matters. And certainly we 100% go for a close combat here. That's exactly what we're going to do. We know we outspeed thanks to the Choice Scarf. Close combat incoming, definitely going to be enough to go ahead and take that Porygon Z out, which is incredible for us. Getting rid of that thing and knocking him down to just one Pokemon. So that is pretty amazing for us. Staraptor is definitely coming in clutch for us once again here in this game, as now his last Pokemon is going to be the Dipplin. So he's going to come in with that thing. Surely it does take some Stealth Rock damage. Now this thing is certainly going to, it's going to cut our evasiveness with the Sweet Syrup. I feel like we definitely switch because we need to reset what we're locked into with the Scarf, so we're just going to switch back into the Forretress here, no questions asked. So that's exactly what we're going to do. And so there it is. And so this thing is going to go for a Dragon Pulse. Not going to do too much damage to us, which is nice. And then we are going to regain some HP with the leftovers. So we're in an interesting situation here because we have two attacking moves we can go for here. We go for an Earthquake, which is not going to do much of any damage to this thing, and Explosion, which will obviously knock us out. So the question is, do I want to kind of chip this thing a little bit with Earthquakes first, or do I want to just go straight for the Explosion? And I feel like there's no reason to waste time with Earthquakes. It's probably not going to do much damage anyway, so we're just going to explode right away here as we actually outspeed this thing, go for the Explosion on the Forretress. We're actually max attack on this Forretress, and that does massive damage to the Dipplin, knocking it below half, as the Explosion will finish us off, knocking us down to just one Pokemon, as that thing actually probably predicted that perhaps, goes for a Growth to get that attack and special attack increase, interestingly enough. So it's all going to really come down to this as we come in with the Staraptor. We are going to get the Intimidate once more to cut this thing's attack, and it's all a matter of whether a Brave Bird takes this thing out from this range. I feel like it does, but we're going to find out as we definitely outspeed. We go for the Brave Bird, and sure enough, it is enough to go ahead and finish that Dipplin off. And after we take some recoil damage, that is game. So we are going to win that one 1-0 against Block Boi Wa. But that was a really good match, actually. Very close, very competitive. Very hard-fought game there. Fast-paced, high-octane game. Using some Pokemon that you don't see all the time, which is, of course, what we like to see out of the game on both sides. So... but yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching again, everybody. Hope you all enjoyed. Please hit that like button, leave a comment, and or subscribe if you did enjoy, and stay tuned for more new battles in the future. So, that's it, and we'll see you next time.